Well, a very good morning, a very early morning. It's almost 7 a.m. Well, not like early. Typically, I wake up around like 6 a.m. So technically this isn't early. It's almost 7 a.m. I am gonna go ahead and take the 11 o'clock flight to Chicago because if you don't know, I am a double commuter. Double commute means instead of one leg from Tennessee to Newark, I actually have to catch 2 flights. So I'm gonna go through Chicago today instead of DCA or Dulles because the flights look a lot better through Chicago. We're going to take the 11 a.m. to Chicago, and then Chicago has a 7:57 going to Newark. So luckily, if I don't get a seat, then I can get the jump seat, which is amazing for me. We have another hour and a half till we have to leave. My in-laws are currently here for the week because I have 2 dogs that need watched and loved on, and I'm so happy. Luckily, they are retired, so they can watch the dogs for us while we are on trips or anything like that. We are very grateful for them and having that support system. I gotta finish getting ready and then we need to pack up and get to work. I'm only doing like a basic straightening just to kind of get my hair under control for this commute, and then I'm gonna finish it when I get into Newark and the Newark crew room. That way it can look fresh for the flight today. A little bit of an update. The route I'm looking at, I was originally gonna go from Tyson to Chicago, Newark. It's not looking too hot. So I think instead I'm gonna go from Tyson to DCA and then DCA to Newark because I got a couple more options that are actually on time. Hopefully that works out. We are hoping to get there today. I know weather hit Newark last night, but luckily today it's looking a little bit more beautiful, except later maybe a little bit of rain. It's like whenever something happens in Newark, everything goes to crap, excuse my language, but yeah, it's like Newark, a cloud could be in the sky and then Newark just goes to shambles, and I choose to be based there because of the flying, but that's okay, it is what it is. We are very early this morning, so I'm just gonna go ahead and actually curl my hair in the truck because I don't really have much time when I get into Newark, which is okay. Normally I actually don't do my makeup while commuting or my hair while commuting. I just like throw it up to where it looks at least decent and pretty professional, because you always want to look professional when commuting because you are representing the company. But today I was like, I ain't got much time when I get into Newark before my check-in with these flights today, so we're just gonna do our makeup, do our hair in the truck and everything. Also, for all my new hires or just anybody thinking about being a commuter or moving elsewhere, I do want to actually go over something, which is our commuter policy for my company. Luckily, when you have a company that has a union, you get things negotiated for you that you can't get in trouble for, basically. So our commuter policy is that we get 2 flights. We have to list for 2 flights that get us into base. Let me get my hairbrush. We have to list for 2 flights that get us into base before check-in. And if those flights either cancel or they are oversold or you know, just maintenance delay, anything like that, as long as you're at the airport and actually trying to get on them, if you do not make those 2 flights, then you don't get in trouble for it. Basically, it's called the OOPS policy. And what crew scheduling will do is, as a reserve, they'll take you off your trip and they will just tell you to make it into base with the next coming flights that are going out throughout the day or the next morning. You still have to try and make it to base, but as a line holder, they completely just take off the trip from your line, and then you can choose to pick up something else as a line holder. So that's what's amazing. Our union did negotiate that for us in this contract, something we will have moving forward. And it's just nice to have that, especially it's like you can live wherever you want. I mean, don't always do it, don't like use and abuse it, but luckily it's in the contract to where you're safe if something ever happens. You can't get points, get into trouble. So yeah, that's how I'm able to be a commuter, either get to work or just use the oops policy. I've only had, to be honest, I've only had to use the oops policy maybe like, well, once. I've actually only used it once. Yeah, I remember, because the flight, it was weather delayed in Chicago and it canceled going to Newark base. I just didn't make it to work, so they took the trip off my line. So I was like, oh, I've only had to use that once, and I'm starting year 6 in February, so it's not like, I mean, my commutes have been pretty good. If I can't make it a certain route, like today, when I know like either flights are oversold or it's looking a little tight and stuff, then I'll just look up a different route to get to base. That's how it is to be a commuter, and you luckily have a little safe leverage. Like I said, don't use and abuse it, you know. Okay, there we go. Just did a little quick something to get us by for the commute. Looks pretty decent. Also, please don't do this, because this is pretty unsafe probably to plug into your vehicle. I don't know. I need to get one of those ones that like goes off a charger. I actually just saw a YouTuber talk about that. It was a hair tool where you charge with a USB, which you can in your vehicle and stuff. She showed her doing her entire hair. I need to get me one of those. So yeah, this is the hairdo. We're gonna redo it in Newark. I just needed something to get me by for this commute. Put that up. We gotta repack our bag so we can get inside. Okay, y'all, we are through security at Tyson McGee Airport, or McGee Tyson, however you want to say it. But yeah, I'm currently just plane spotting right now. If you can, the lighting's so bright you can barely see it, but I always love coming over to this area because it's always so quiet. I can watch the planes take off and land, and it's always so fun. I actually have a little bit till my commuter flight, so I'm just gonna hang out, maybe start some editing for this video and just get my mindset right for work because we are so excited. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, I just swapped. Okay, so I had a Dublin right after this London, and I swapped that Dublin to a long London layover, a 33-hour layover. So I'm so excited. It's back-to-back Londons. I honestly love London. I'm not gonna say I would live there, but I love going there. The people are amazing. It's so fun. There's always a new adventure you can do in London anyways. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, y'all, I am back, and let's just get into, I never explained in the last clip what happened the last couple days. So, per the beginning of this video, when I said that if you miscommute, that we have something in our contract where it protects us from miscommuting, and I spoke too soon because literally 2 days ago when I started this vlog, I was commuting out of Knoxville and trying to get to work, had a trip. Of course, weather hits Newark per usual and everything just goes to, oh, I don't even want to explain it. So basically all the flights canceled. I got into DCA and then everything from DCA canceled, everything from Chicago canceled. It just went crazy. So now weather is still hitting Newark, and I decided instead of me double commuting, I'm going to go direct out of Nashville because Nashville has direct flights to Newark, and I can take a jump seat because it's mainline instead of express. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm sitting in the parking lot. I still have a little bit. Now weather is currently hitting Newark, so hopefully it passes by time my flights need to take off. Luckily I have a late show We actually picked up a late Frankfurt at premium pay, so my check-in time isn't until about 8:35 p.m. But we are hoping to make it to work, so we don't have to use the commuter policy again, which, I mean, it's in our contract, so it's okay to use it multiple times. But like I said, as a new hire coming in, this is the decisions you have to make, whether you want to be a commuter or not. Because let me tell you, some days it's stressful more than others. If you don't feel like dealing with it, definitely move to base or get an apartment in base, something like that. But if you feel like you can handle it, and it honestly just comes with the territory as a commuter, you learn to deal with it. Yeah, it's still frustrating, but it just is what it is. You got to take it a day at a time. So that's what we're dealing with today. So crossing our fingers, we are going to work tonight. So I'm going to keep updating y'all and see what's going to happen.